Hello YouTube fans, here again. And about my chap off my face, let's go on to the next film. That being Bonking of Evidence. Oh, sorry, I meant to say Body of Evidence, starring Madonna. That's why it's starring Madonna. Now, in all fair said and done, there was a lot of erotic films in the early 90s. There was a lot of erotic films. Think about it. 1993, they brought back the Man Myself films, that being seventh Man Myself film. And one day before that, they did Basic Instincts, even though I say that was more of a filler, a little bit of bonking in with Science Stone. So Madonna decided to task him from Science Stone. Say that again. She decided to task him and make her own version of Basic Instincts. But I remember saying this once before on a review. I remember saying it. This, in my eyes, is a remake of Jagged Edge. And do you want me to be open and honest? Know what was a better film? Jagged Edge. You've never seen Jagged Edge? Damn good film. Ten Jones, and if I remember right there, Jeff Bridges. In the film, Jeff Bridges' wife gets brutally murdered. The nanny gets murdered, and Jeff Bridges gets to choose of the murder. Had a good twist to it at the end. This is roughly the same movie, only slightly different. Starts off, you've got a bit of you're thinking, oh, what's going on here? You see a guy lying down and you assume he's just watching a dirty movie. Long and behold, he's dead. He's dead. He's had a heart attack watching his old movies with Madonna, basically riding him like a stallion. Now, I've got to be open, I've got to be honest. Madonna, yeah, I liked her as a singer, and I've got to admit, back in that era, she had a nice pair of boobs on her. Then she had a nice ass. This was the era when Madonna was going a bit warm, you know, 2 years when she did that erotic video, Justify My Love, which, funny enough, in the early 90s got banned in the later time. I don't know if you look at it now and you think, seriously, this video got banned? But for its era, it was a bit too warmsy. So this was era when Madonna was getting a bit warmsy, she was doing warmsy books, she was doing it all warmsy. And basic Body of Evidence is nothing more, nothing less than fucking porn, in my eyes. But it's an interesting story, nevertheless, even though I just did it a remake of Studied Eds, and I just did it a fucking porno. So, yep, Stefano died dead. I love the bit where one dies watching the dirty video. All these men are watching it. Four dies lying there, he's had a heart attack. I love to see him when he says, nice toilet, oh yeah? Nice ass. Just make me laugh to see. And so there's lawyers, and they've got the idea that Madonna's basically shagging rich men with weak hearts to death. That's why the film is called Body of Evidence. She's literally bonking men to death. So she gets a lawyer anyway, Madonna, and you've got one lawyer who wants to put her away, and you've got one lawyer who's on her side. Long behold. You do get a very long Jamie Seymour, very attractive, you might remember in a lot of films. There's a one once you seen in that, really in a bed scene, but I'm not going to say the rest, I don't want to get blocked by YouTube, but you get an idea, there's a bit of bonking there as well. There'll be a lot of bonking in this film. And, he's there to protect Madonna, doing his job. Long behold, he falls for Madonna, goes in the room and literally Madonna bonks him. The film was very raunchy in its time. I do remember when they did put Body of Evidence on TV, it was efforty, and I mean efforty cut. It was practically cut to pieces. But the one I've got is the uncut version. You look at it now, you're thinking, really, this was raunchy, it was this, it was that. But for its time, it wasn't. For the singer to basically sew it all, and believe me, she does sew it all. It definitely was pretty warm there. Like I said, there's a lot of bonking in it, there's a lot of this, and there's a lot of that. So the lawyer, I can pronounce his name right, see I'm getting launched myself, and badly pronouncing the bloody name. The lawyer is down with, tearing Madonna, and Madonna's basically humping him. But there's a bit of twist to it here and there, there's twists and turns, there's excuse to see Madonna's assets, meaning her tits, and there's a lot of bonking in it. A lot of people remember the scene where she ties him up and she puts a belt on him and she puts tangled rats on his body. There's a bit in the car back. I'm not going to say the rest, but so if you go into some adult videos and type in Body of Evidence, I'm sure you see all the bonking in it. So this is definitely the uncut one, you know what I mean? You've got to take available Jamie Moore, who plays the lawyer's wife, and she finds out on the way that he's basically shagging Madonna. And but this is a very funny bit here where the lad says, "Dad, can you actually someone to death?" Which kind of makes me laugh because you look at it, I think the story was a little bit, a little bit OTT, but again, it was that era when they'd made a lot of erotic films. They made a lot, and I mean a lot of erotic films, and this was one of them. Excuse the noise, some noise downstairs if you can hear it. But yeah, it definitely was a raunchy film. So all the way through the film, he gets McDonald off, right? So there's a bit of spoiler there. No, if anyone, and I mean anyone's never seen Body of Evidence, I'm going to count to 5. So word of warning if you've never seen Body of Evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spoilers. He gets it off, right? Good news for Madonna. But then Madonna whispers in his ear, "You almost fooled me." In other words, she did do that. She was umping rich men so they can leave money in her will. She was umping them, knowing they had a weak heart, and she was literally shagging them to death. I know it sounds over the top, but that's what she was doing. She was literally shagging rich men to death. So the lawyer comes in, he's pissed off because he found out that she lied to him and all this. He almost picked up his marriage, which is his own fault for thinking with his dick. Turns out who she was having it away with, pulls the gun out. Madonna gets shot, she falls down fucking dead, brown bread. The lawyer would tried to put her away. He apologises to that lawyer, and the lawyer says, "I already knew she was guilty." He gets back with Jamie Moore. They both walk off. End of fucking movie. End of movie. Now it's one of them sort of rant on it, sort of call it names, sort of call it shit. I won't kind of shag it off, but there was a time when they said this was a rip-off of Basic Instinct. I would say yeah and no. Because as we all know in real life, Madonna and Science Stone literally ate the sight of one another. And it's like Madonna was trying to compete with Science Stone. You know, Basic Instinct, Science Stone did an erotic sort of filler. Madonna did an erotic filler and all. Madonna did one better, which I'm not going to say. I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. But if you've ever seen Body of Evidence, you find it a very, very raunchy scene. Again, Madonna's not shy. She definitely wasn't shy in this film. If she was a virgin, she could have fooled me because she definitely got banged a lot in this film. Not for the very first time. And yeah, it's definitely a raunchy film. It's definitely erotic, but it's more of a story piece. You know what I mean? It's a good film, but again, there's a lot of bonking. It's definitely in that era when they made a lot of erotic films in the early 90s. It's good to see a very young Jamie Moore. I like Jamie Moore. I remember it roughly, I think it was one day before she did this, she played in The Hand That Watched the Table. She played in Jurassic Park, The Lost World. She played in, if I can remember it, Booty Night, which basically for enough was based on porn of the 70s, that is, with the very late Burt Reynolds. So she's been in quite a lot of films. I do like the bonking scene in it. Very attractive woman, but again, like I say, Madonna gets shot, she ends up dead, she ends up brown bed, end of movie. It was a very popular film when it came out. It was very raunchy. I would say it was a raunchy film. Like I say, the uncut one is definitely the one to call for. The cut one, but the uncut one, definitely a good one. It's not a good film, so I'm going to give it an average rating. But it's not a shit film. You want to see a lot of bonking. You want to see Madonna in her heyday with a prize and Tora, meaning the tits. Then it's definitely a good hour of your time. To me, it's just a remake of Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge, we all thought that the character who Jeff Bridges was playing was going to be innocent, long but old. He wasn't, and that's the thing with Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge, you really thought that the character who Jeff Bridges was playing, you'd actually thought he was innocent. Even I thought he was innocent, and it made you feel sorry for him. Knowing he got to choose to killing his wife, as you already know in Jagged Edge, and I've already reviewed it. It turned out that wasn't the case. He did kill his wife and a nana. In this, there was too many red herrings. You already knew that Madonna was going to be fucking guilty. You knew it. You just wanted to see the nudity, you wanted to see the tits, you wanted to see it because it was a big sensation in the newspapers back then in that heyday. So it wasn't really that much of a shocker for me, even when I saw it. I already knew that Madonna was doing that and humping people to death for this. But It's not a bad one. It's not date, but it's not a lot, but it's not bad. So that is Body of Evidence, back in 1993. Not date, but it's not bad. I like Madonna back then when she was in her heyday. She had nice tits. It's definitely one for me. I admit myself. I wouldn't say no myself back then, but into them, that's me. That's If you like what you see, give me that nice little sub or leave a nice comment into them. See you soon, and whatever you do, don't jump into bed if you've got a wee car. If you see some woman what looks like Madonna into them, be smart, be safe, and no bonking Madonna lookalikes. See you later.